Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sandra Cruz Unfiltered. My name is Sandra Cruz, and today I want to celebrate with you International Women's Day. Celebrating women. What is the best way to celebrate women? I think the best way is to get back to who you truly are. Get back to your core identity. Get back to divine feminism. Get back to the root of your being. I encourage you to use this day to think about what it means for you to be a woman. I can tell you what it means for me. Being a woman to me is so powerful. I'm a healer. I'm a nurturer. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a divine sovereign being. My primal instinct is nurturing and healing. And so is yours for that matter. Our ancestors already knew all of that. They used their knowledge to heal the sick. They used their knowledge to nurture their family. Our gifts as women go beyond what we know today. But the thing is, we're not standing in our power. And if we're not standing in our power, we cannot get to the core of who we are. We cannot get to our divine gifts, and we cannot get to what it means for us to be divine, feminine women. So how do we get there? Or let's backtrack and see how did we get away from that? Because at the beginning of time, we as women used to be standing in our power. We were the divine counterparts to our partners. Today, we think the divine masculine or the masculine itself is trying to overpower. It's not. The masculine has simply forgotten what it means to be the divine counterpart to us. Because we're not meant to be equal in every way that we're supposed to do everything that men do. No, we are equal in the way that we complement our partners. And that is so powerful because we give them what they can't. We nurture them when they don't know how. We are divine beings. We are meant to be gentle because our power lies in healing and nurturing. Over the centuries, all this wisdom has almost been beaten out of us. We have been put in a box that says, okay, you want to heal and nurture? Well, this is what you're allowed to do. But lately, in the last, let's say, decade or two, our wisdom is starting to reemerge. We're starting to put the pieces back together of what it means to be a woman. We're putting the pieces back together of who we are at our core. Our core identity is the most powerful part of us. And it's still there. All the wisdom from our ancestors is still there. It's just buried. So how do we heal that? How do we get back to our core value and get back to our empowerment and stand in our truth and be the divine sovereign beings we have always been? We heal. We heal our trauma. We heal our triggers. We heal the limiting beliefs. We heal our self-sabotage. We release everything that is holding us back from getting or to our core identity. Do you sometimes feel that in your life there's something missing? Like you're doing everything you can. Work, wife, you're a mother, you take care of the home, you cook, you clean, you nurture your family, and still it doesn't feel whole. There's always something missing. But whatever you try to add to your life, it doesn't feel right. So what is it that's missing? Technically, nothing. But what you are missing is your connection to your core identity and to the divine feminine. Being a woman is more than body parts. It's more than the way you behave. It's more than what you believe. It's divine. And getting back to this divinity, this divine feminine nature of us is so important and is so rewarding. This is what will put everything in place you thought was missing. Just imagine when you are resenting being a mother, being a wife, taking care of the house because you feel you have to, because someone told you, and that is all you're supposed to do. I remember a few years ago, I was having a conversation with a family member. I was just starting my own business, and I said, it felt so great. I feel like this is my purpose. And he said, you're a mother, you're a wife, you have your purpose. Well, obviously, it didn't sit well with me, or I wouldn't sit here talking about it today. But even then, I knew that my purpose went beyond being a mother and a wife. That was something else, something that was calling me. And for me, it was the healer part in me. And my divine purpose is helping heal through trauma. Your divine purpose may be working in a hospice and helping the dying pass on peacefully. Your purpose may be teaching others. Your purpose may be being there in different ways. Women are natural nurturers and healers, and we will always thrive in an environment where we can work with that. We will always thrive in an environment where we can help people. We will thrive in an environment where we can be there for others. That's just in our nature. And it's not a weakness. It's not there's something wrong with me or I should do something different. No. What we should do is follow our instincts. What we should do is tap into our divine wisdom. What we should do is figure out what it means for us to be a woman. And the thing is, once you start to heal, you start to heal your trauma, you start to heal your triggers, you start to release everything that's holding you back, you will naturally get back to your core identity. And everything that you do in your life all of a sudden just makes sense because you are doing it from the right mindset. When you're connected to your core identity, this is who you are. There is no doubt, there is no question, there is no fear, there is no feeling out of place. No, because you're in place in your body, anchored in your core identity. That is who you are. And no one can take this away from you. No one can say, well, you should do this. Well, you should be that. Well, this is not how you behave. Well, too bad. Because when you're in your core identity, you set strict boundaries. You do not allow anyone to take you away from that. They can't. Because once you are anchored in your core identity, once you have healed and released everything, you are the strongest version of yourself. You are unwavering. Problems will not be an issue. There'll be challenges. You will get through them like very easy. You will manifest in an instant because you're free to do so. Because once you're in your core identity, there is no fear. There is no doubt. You just know this is what you want and this is what's going to happen. So for me, being a woman is standing in my power. It's knowing exactly who I am and what I'm here to do. Being a woman, for me, is my divine birthright. I have a purpose, and so do you. And once you get to that purpose, it just feels right. So as you can see, being a woman is so much more. It goes so much deeper. And I think it's time we start to reconnect with our core identity, our divine feminine, and reclaim our sovereignty in this world. We are divine beings. You are a divine being. It's time you claim that. So I do hope you celebrate International Women's Day by focusing on the question, what being a woman means to you. And I do hope that my video inspired you to look a little deeper, to dig a little deeper, to go just below the surface and start seeing what else is there. Because your core identity, your divinity, it's all there. It's just buried. And it's time you dig it up and embrace it. With that being said, happy International Women's Day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And always remember, trauma is not a life sentence. You have the power to heal. Bye.